All right. In this video, we'll be solving more on UTME math questions and some of the repeated questions in UTME. Please take notes. Now, I will solve and also show you guys the short way you can easily solve these questions. You get? Okay. Now, let's solve question 1 here. They said, evaluate evaluate, just right. Evaluate log of something like this. Evaluate log of 4 base 2 plus log of 16 base half minus log of 32 base 4. Okay, we have the options here. They said A minus 5.5, B minus 2.5, C 2.5, D 5.5. Okay, now class, this question will introduce us on logarithm, that is how to solve logarithm. Please take notes. Now, how do we solve logarithm? Before we solve logarithm here, it means that we have to know the laws of logarithm. Okay, we have to know the laws of logarithm. Now, what are the laws of logarithm here? The first law here, we call it multiplication law. Please take notes. The first law, we call it multiplication law. What does it mean here? It means that if I have this to be log of n base a plus log of m base a. Remember, this is going to be log of n times m, all base what? A. Please take note. We call this multiplication law. The next one here is said to be addition law. Sorry, it's said to be division law. Division law. If I have this to be log of n base a over log of m base a, this is going to be log of n base a minus log of m base a. Please take note. We have power law. Please take note. We have power law. We have power law. Please take note. If I have this to be log of m raised to of n base a, this is the same thing as n log of m base a. Please take note. That means you take this m here down and write down the log. This is going to be n log of what? M base a. Please take note. So we are going to apply this, but before we apply this here, let's try to know much on the laws. Claire, listen to me please. In terms of logarithm, it means that if it is on this format here, because if I say that this is equal to this, it also means that this is equal to this. What does it mean here? It means that if it is in terms of multiplication, to simplify that, I have to change it into this way here. Please take note. Now, if it's in the form of subtraction, that is minus here, to solve that, you have to change it into this form here to get the right answer. Please take note of this. Okay? But at this point here, we only use these laws of logarithm here when the base are said to be the same. Please take note. This is only applied when the base are said to be the same. But if the base are not said to be the same here, we have to change the base before we solve. Please take note. We have to change the base before we solve. So let's go back to the question here. They said, evaluate log of 4 base square root of 2 plus log of 16 base half, that is 1/2, minus log of 32 base 4. So if you look into this base here, they are not the same. So it means I have to change the base. Now, what is the format? in changing base from logarithm to linear number, that is to number here. This is very simple here. If I have this to be, remember in your SS1, if I have this to be log of a base b equal to c, like this. To change this guy here from logarithm to number, I will have something like this also over 1 here. I will have something like this. This guy here will times this guy here to have bc is what is class a. So this is the format to change from what? Base to what? From logarithm to what? Number. This guy times this guy here to give us in form of power here. This guy times 1 here give us what is class a. Okay, we only use this guy here. We only change from logarithm to number when the base are not said to be the same. Please take note. So since these bases are not said to be the same here, that means I'm going to use this format here instead of this loss here. Okay, just right first, let's solve this question. Okay, let's go please. Now it means that I'm not going to use the loss there. I'm going to use this guy here in solving this guy since it's not what? The same base. So how do we do that? We'll say this, we'll solve it one after the other here. We'll say let log of 4 base square root of 2 equal to x. Please take notes. I want to change each of them to a number. So remember that the format here is that if I have something like this, to change that, that means this b here will have a power. Which of them standing as b here is square root of what? 2. Which of them standing as a, please class? 4. Please take note. So this is going to be square root of 2 raised to of s, right? This guy here is equal to class 4. I hope you get that. Okay, doing this class, solving this here, our intention here is to find s, and s is represented at what position? Power. Am I correct? That means I'll solve this as indices, solving the power here. So how do we solve this power here? Class, remember that square root of 2 in terms of power here is the same thing as 2 raised to what? 1 over 2 of s. Am I correct? Square root is half. Please take note. Is equal to, now class, let's make this guy here to be of the same base, to have the same base. So what is 2? 4 in terms of base. That is 2 raised to for this class. Copy here, please. Let's do the same thing here at this point here. That is, we say that let's log of 16 base 2 equal to x. So the same thing here, applying this guy here, I'm going to have this to be s over 2 is equal to class 16 class. Now let's try to solve this. Look up here. Let's try to solve this. Remember that our intention here is to solve for this s here. And this s here is said to be this guy. That is 2 raised to minus s. Okay? Please take note. Is equal to 2 raised to plus 3. Am I correct? Is raised to 3 or raised to 4? Raised to 4, right? That this will give us raised to what? 4. If you look into this and this have the same base. Remember, we are solving this in terms of power. S is represented as power. Okay? And to represent this s here as power here is the same thing as this guy here. Okay? Now class, let's find s. This will cancel this. Our minus s is what is class 4. But let's find only s because our intention is to find only s. So our s here will be equal to class minus 4. Okay? That means this guy here gave us minus 4. Okay? Now let's do the same thing here and get our answer. Just right. Now let's solve this guy in the same method we use here. Doing that, we say let log of 32 base 4 equal to s. So this is going to be 4 raised to s is equal to class what again? 32. Okay. Remember that the position of s here is said to be where? As the power, right? As its position as power, right? That means our intention is to find it here. So whenever you are solving power, what will you apply there? Indices. So making these two guys here to be of the same base. So the least base here is 2. This is the same as what? 2 raised to 2 of s. This is the same as 2 raised of this class 6. Is it 6? Yes. Okay. Now this guy can cancel this base here. That means I'll be left with 2s is of this class 6. So can I make s the subject? Is it 5? Okay, thank you for that. That is of what? 5. Okay, thank you for that. So this is going to be equal to 5. Thank you for that. So making s the subject. What will be our s, please class? 5 over what 2, which is what, please class? 2.5. Am I correct? Okay, you can write. So that means this guy here, please take note, this guy here gave us 2.5. Now let's solve this guy in the same method we use here. Doing that, we say let's log of 32 base 4 equal to s. So this is going to be 4 raised to s is equal to class what again? 32. Okay, remember that the position of s here is to be where? As the power, right? As its position as power, right? That means our intention is to find it here. So whenever you are solving power, what will you apply there? Indices. So making these two guys here to be of the same base. So the least base here is 2. This is the same as what? 2 raised to 2 of s. This is the same as 2 raised of this class 6. Is it 6? Yes. Okay. Now this guy can cancel this base here. That means I'll be left with 2s is of this class 6. So can I make s the subject? Is it 5? Okay, thank you for that. That is of what? 5. Okay, thank you for that. So this is going to be equal to 5. Thank you for that. So making s the subject, what will be our s, please class? 5 over what? 2. Which is what, please class? 2.5. Am I correct? Okay, you can write. So that means this guy here, please take note. This guy here gave us 2.5. We have all converted this guy. We only do this when the base are not the same. Please take note. We have all converted this guy to number here. So now let's solve. This is going to be 4. What again? Plus into minus 4. The plus is as a result of this here. Minus is from the answer here. Minus, what is the answer to this class? 2.5. Okay, plus times minus is minus. So 4 minus 4, what is the answer? 0, right? So I'll be left with, my answer here will be equal to class minus what? 2.5. Okay, now that means I have to take my B. Okay, now let's solve the last question here on logarithm. So I can easily perfect logarithms. It said log of 2 base 10 is equal to 0.3010 here. Log of 3 base 10 is equal, so log of 2 base 10 is this. Log of 3 base 10 is this, right? We are asked to solve this guy here. If you look into the values given to us here, that is log of 2. It's not in decimal point, right? If you look into this guy here, it's not in decimal point. But this guy here is in decimal point. That means I have to change this guy from decimal point to class whole number. Am I correct? Because this guy here has to be whole number here. Alright? So how do I change to whole number? If I have a decimal point, I can change that to be a fractional whole number. Please take note. What does it mean here? It means that if I have this to be 2.1, this is the same as 21 over what? This class 10. Alright? Okay? Because 21 over 10 will give us by what class 2.1. Sorry, the same thing here. If I have this guy here to be log of 4.5 base 10, this is the same thing as log of 45 over what class 10. Am I correct? Base what? 10. Class, are you guys confused? 45 divided by 10. What is the answer to this class? 4.5. Now we can reduce this guy. Reduce this guy here. This is going to be 5 go here is what? 9. Alright? 5 go here is what class? 2. So that means this will be log of 9 over what is class 2 base 10. Now remember, in terms of logarithm, that in terms of logarithm that we have this to be log of n base a. What again? We have this to be I have this to be log of, from the law, log of n over n base a, that this is the same thing as log of n base a minus what? Log of what? N base what? A. Do you get that? So apply the same scenario here. This is looking like this. So this is the same thing as class log of 9 base 10 minus what? Log of what? Alright. I told you guys that if I have this to be log of m over n base a is equal to this guy. That means the same thing here. This is also equal to this guy here. Please take note. So now let's try to transfer this guy here. Listen. We have this to be log of 9 over 2 here base 10. That is this guy here. Now to simplify this, I have to write it in this format here. So this is going to be in this format here. Please take note. But remember that if I have something like this, if I have 9 like this is the same as 3 raised to the power of 2. Am I correct? Please take note. That means it means that she repeat 3 into how many places? 2. Okay. Now do the same thing here. This is the same thing as log of 3 raised to the power of 2 base 10 minus what? Log of what? 2 base what? 10. Okay. Remember we are dealing with substitutional logarithm. If you look very well from our power law here, we say that if I have this to be log of n raised to the power of n base a, this is the same as what? N log what? N base what? A. Please take note. So apply the same scenario here. I will have these guys to be 2 log 3 base 10 minus what? Log 2 base 10. So now let's try to replace that. Log 3 base 10 is given to us here. Log 2 base 10 is given to us here. So we can now replace them. Please take note. Replace this. Okay. To replace this here, I have this to be 2 into class. Log of 3 base 10 is said to be 0.4771. Please take note. What again? Minus log of 2 is said to be, let's replace this guy here. That is 0.30 what? 10. Okay. Please take note of this. 2 times this guy, just punch your calculator. 2 times 0. Okay, 0.9542. Okay, minus 0.3010. Right. Now let's subtract here. 0.9542 minus 0.3010. What is the answer, please? So I'll have the last answer here to be 0. What? 653 what? 2. Okay. Now this is my answer here. Please take notes. Okay. Let's get the option here. That is option what? B. All right. Okay. But don't say that the positive answers are always option B, since we are solving this and we are getting option B. Please take note of that. Please. Be one.